Hey guys, just a simple video, be a pretty quick one. Look, you've probably all done an oil change on your car before, but I'm just going to do one just for my channel. So it's an oil change on my Mondial Quattro Valve 85. That's the oil I'm using. It's an Australian brand, Penrite. That's the oil. I'm going up to a 60. I want to put something a little bit thicker in there. Oil pressure seems to be a bit low at idle, so when I'm up on the highways at 100 kilometers per hour, 60 mile an hour, I'm sort of getting reasonable oil pressure, but it's sitting too low, I think, for just idle. So I'm going to come up. So I've gone with a 10W60, fully synthetic. This is a premium. This is probably one of their best that they can do. It's about 75 Australian dollars for 5 litres. I've got 10, obviously. Tools I'm going to need. If you've taken off these filters before, you'll know, I've got a Fram on there at the moment, you'll know that they are a bugger to get off. I want a socket, but I have to get one from Superformance, about £50 from Hill Engineering. I cannot find one that'll fit these, so I will eventually get one of those, but until I do, I've got this sucker here. Okay, filter wrench, 12mm Allen key socket for the plug. Okay, and this is a new plug and a new washer. You don't have to put a new plug in each time. They're only like, I think, about $10 Australian to buy. You don't have to put a new plug in every time, but I advise you to put a new washer in every time. Crush washer. Okay, aluminium, copper. Mine's a little bit on the, they're so soft. Look at that, I can bend it myself, which I don't want to do. So I'll straighten that out, flatten that out. Okay, so yeah, basically jack your car up and get under there and undo that. If you're not getting right under the car, you're leaving the wheels on, you don't have to jack it up that high. I've got a couple of trays that are going to hold 10 litres of oil. Funnel, to go to put the oil back in, and a little tray just to slide my my tubs forward and back. Just makes it a bit easy to reach under there, and of course a spill rag for those inevitable spills. Well, they're not inevitable, but if you're if you're anything like me, you always spill a little bit of oil when doing an oil change. Okay, so obviously I'll go around this side of the car, go underneath. I'm hoping there'll be enough light without. So, there's 2 oil bungs. Obviously one's for your gearbox, one's for your motor. The motor one is that one there. Okay, and it's written on there, Motori. It's in Italian, but motor starts with an M, even in Italian. And the other one would say Cambio, which is for your gearbox, that one there. Do not take that one out. Take that one out. Just undo it. Get your containers ready, and out it comes. I drain my cars cold. Some people like to warm their oil up to get it flowing a bit faster. Takes a bit longer to do it cold, but I prefer to do it cold. That way most of the oil is actually sitting down below underneath. It doesn't take, it's not draining out from right up the top. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Warmer oil is a bit harder to play with, and the filters are a bit harder to get off if you've got your hands around them, because they get a bit hot. But like I said, I do it cold, and I just take my time and let it drain slowly. But anyhow, I'll get that drained and I'll get back to you. Okay, just getting in underneath, and there we go. So anti-clockwise as normal. Sometimes a breaker bar can be used to crack this. There we go. Probably could have used the breaker bar, rather than strain my wrist. Now I don't want to pull it right out. Get it down a certain height, a certain thread, and then start doing this. I sort of keep a bit of pressure on it till I know it's going to start going, and then out it comes. As you can see, it still runs pretty good even though it's bone cold. I'm just watching it come out. Just check that it's all on. Yep. And I've got the two trays ready to go. So I can just pull it over, straight over towards me, and it goes straight into the other one. You don't have a lot of space here, as you probably know. I've jacked the car up a little bit. I'm not getting under the car or under the wheels at all, so I'm not needing to jack it up. Put wheel stands on there. Alright. Move that over to the next tray now. Now it's just going to take its time now to come out. This one's full. These are about 6 to 8 litres in here. The car will take 10. So I think it'll be more along that 8 litres. It'll give that time now to drain out. It'll take a little while. Once that's done, I'll get back to you. Okay, filter removal time. As you can see, I've got my filter wrench on there, and I've got a set of vice grips as well, holding it on there because my old hands just don't have the strength anymore to hold that and twist it round, so I've used that. Now I'm just going to attempt to remove that on camera, so wish me luck. So I'm just pushing gently, I'm not really pushing that hard. Just going to see if it's going to start to move. I think it's actually slipping. I don't think it's turning. Oh, hang on, yes, we've got a bit of movement there. So I have got some movement. Yes, it is turning. Okay. That surprises me, but you can see it's pretty tight. I'm using a lot of force, I just don't want it to slip, go scratching my plenum and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to reset that and give that another shot, but it is moving, so that's how I've got this sucker off. When you put them on, they put them on tight. I'll be back. Okay, I've got it loose enough now to twist it off there now. Okay, but you can see the grief that the filter has actually suffered. That's a lot of pressure on there. So you just unscrew him and ream it out. As you can see, there's virtually no oil. There's literally no oil in there. Just a tiny bit in the, oops, sorry about that, turn the camera off. Just a tiny bit in the well there, as you can see. Alright, so dipping my finger into the new oil and then just gently around the new seal, like that. And then we put him back on. Nice and square. Now I'm just going to hand tighten this to what I can do with my hands. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it on like that, and I'll check it for leaks, and if I need to tighten it, I shall tighten it. As you can hear the fram, you can see that. Don't know why these, and it's the same with the UFI ones. No matter what filter you put on there, for some reason, they just weld themselves on there. And I do oil changes every 5,000 Ks. Yeah, I don't know why. But this is, I just put dates. I put a date tag on there when I did my last change and so on. So I did it in December 2018. So 6 months ago, there's no way I would have done 5,000 Ks in the last 6 months. I only average about 3,500 a year anyway. But it's more so I'm doing this change to raise the pressure, the oil pressure, by changing the oil. Hopefully that works. Anyhow, I'll get back to you. Okay, plug's back in underneath, and now I'm just going to do the filling. Remove the cap. I put a little rag down the bottom here. See the metering unit. Just there, just to catch anything that dribbles down. And I'll just put something else there just to brace that. So, that's it, makes pouring a bit easier. And now for the good stuff. Making sure that it's actually going into the engine and not running down the side of the engine. So these are 5 litres. The engine's supposed to take 10. Well, not supposed to, it does. But there might be a little, you have a little bit of oil left over, of course. The older oil. So I'm going to put the whole 5 litres in here now, and I'm going to put about 4 litres of the other one. And then start monitoring it. So I'm going to put 9 litres in there and then start monitoring it as I top it up with the final litre. I'm not sure if you get Penrite oil in Europe or in United States. It's an Australian company, so I'm not sure if they export their oils over there. Their products, they may do. That's the Penrite. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm not sure if that's in shot, but that's the Penrite logo there. I've been running Penrite in this car for quite a while. Number of years. Okay, I'm just going to check that. Another half a litre, and then I'll stop. A bit more. So what I'm going to do now is just check that there's no leaks underneath the car and leaks anywhere near the filter. Then I'm going to start it up and then check for those leaks again. Then I'm going to let it come up to temperature, and then I shall check via the dipstick. I shall check the levels and top it up where required. and then it's basically pretty much jacked down and we're done. I'll just let that drain for a few seconds and have a look around for some leaks. So I'm looking under the filter around under there, and of course under the car around where the plug is for any leaks. I shall do all that and I'll get back to you. That was a cold start, just after the oil change. So now I'm just going to bring it up to temperature, check for leaks underneath and at the filter. Then once I've got it up to temperature, it takes about 15-20 minutes to really warm up properly. Once I've got it up to temperature, then via dipstick I'll check the levels and top it up with the remaining litre. If necessary, I'd say it'll probably take at least half a litre more. But anyway, that's it. Cheers. Okay, so I've brought it up to temperature, I've checked the oil, I did top it up, probably that final litre, so I put 10 litres of oil in it. I've since brought it up to temperature and taken it for a short drive, checked for leaks, there's no leaks, so all is sweet. As you can see, and here it's running pretty good. So yeah, all successful, and that's another job done. Cheers.